and let us all do we can to build a better future.
Daniel, you got a story for the people. What's going on, my friend?
Okay, speaking of really terrible legislation and really terrible people in that legislation, I want to announce to everyone a continued segment. I'm just going to call Republican snowflake legislatures. Maybe someone can think of a better name than that.
Have at it, audience.
Yeah, so this is really stupid. Also, it's against free speech. It's against business, which I thought everyone cared about on the Republican end of things. I guess until it doesn't agree with them, then it's not good. Which, again, hypocrites, I laugh in your general direction. So, officials in Surrey County, North Carolina, have approved a measure mandating the removal of all Coca-Cola machines from government facilities after the company's stated opposition to the election law passed in Georgia. Yeah, free speech, everyone, unless they disagree with it. Then they're hypocrites, but we already knew that. Bernie, I see you off camera. I don't need you to clarify that they're bad. We already know. We did the last segment. Did you listen? Go at your push pop. So, in a letter written to Coca-Cola CEO James Quincy and obtained by NBC News, Surrey County Commissioner Ed Harris called Quincy's comments critical comments regarding the Georgia election bill corporate political commentary favoring the Democratic Party. The real crime at hand. It's favoring the Democratic Party in his mind in another state. It's not North Carolina. Man, I really hope Coca-Cola sues. They're not going to, but I really wish they did because, interesting. Anyway, our board felt that... Excuse me.
You're right.
I guess so. I'm not even going to that. Okay. Our board felt it was the best way to take a stand and express our disappointment in Coca-Cola's actions, who said something to another state that wasn't this state, which are not representatives of the view of most of our citizens, said an elite group of people who didn't do anything to prove that. Harris wrote to Quincy, our board hopes that other organizations across the country are taking similar stances against Coca-Cola. By the way, isn't it funny that when the soda taxes were happening and all the Republicans on all the such look at those stupid Democrats banning sugary drinks. What idiots? No idiot would ever do that. Now Coca-Cola's like, hey, you shouldn't voter suppress in this other state, and they're just snowflaking and melting everywhere. They need a Coca-Cola just to cool down. Anyway, our board hopes that other organizations across the country are taking similar stances against Coca-Cola and sincerely wishes that future marketing efforts and comments emanating from your company are more considerate of all your customers' viewpoints. But again, they're fine when you, it's like, hey, gay people, you can't come in this store. You can't make a cake. You cannot force someone to make a cake here. That's disgusting. There's free business, free association, Coca-Cola. Hey, can we not voter suppress? We're a corporation. How dare you say that? You're banned. Hypocrites. I can't say anymore. After the bill was passed in the legislature, several Georgia-based companies like Coca-Cola publicly decried the measure, saying it amounts to voter suppression and unfairly restricts access to polls for minority voters specifically. Now, the other thing that's really funny about this is here's the real translation that we're getting out of this. They're admitting they're losing power. And again, it's ironic that they're gaining power and they're likely going to gain in the midterms as they're just... Conservatism as a force is just dying all over the country. The Democrats are so pathetic, nothing's replacing it. It's just dying. And a weenie is the one who puts down Coca-Cola. It's just funny. Anyway, Quincy said the measure is unacceptable. Let me be crystal clear, Pepsi, and unequivocal. The legislation is unacceptable. It is a step backwards and does not promote principles that we have stood for in Georgia. Again, the other part of this that is also happening is Coca-Cola has a bunch of lawyers and people that know how to do graphs that they spend millions and millions and millions of dollars a year employing. And what they did, the same thing that happened with Nike, that conservatives flipped out about because they're so not hypocritical, of course, is... Well, do you remember when the Keurig thing happened and they kept breaking the Keurig because
the smarter move would have been
like Snowflakes do snowflake things.
Yeah,
it's adorable.
Would have been return back the product, not break it.
And it's just really funny that. Okay, so again, the math that happened behind the scenes was very simple. Coca-Cola said, "Well, How many sales do we gain from doing this and taking this stance? How many votes do we lose by doing this and taking this stance? Coca-Cola is not going to make a jump like this. We know they don't care about morality. They're Coca-Cola. They're a giant corporation. Their entire thing is, will we make money or not on this decision? The fact that they're making this decision means Republicans are losing every battle, even with big business, even as they win. It's really funny and it's really stupid. And again, the only reason this isn't happening is the Democrats are so goddamn pathetic that there's nowhere else to go. So several prominent Republicans have called on conservatives to boycott, like the snowflakes they are, Coca-Cola and other companies who have criticized GOP-led voting measures. So there you go. If you criticize the GOP, the pro-business, pro-freedom, pro-free speech party, they will attack your business, critique your free speech, and be idiots.
So, look, let's be very clear here. You have one Republican lawmaker acting like a snowflake, and then, of course, let's be very clear about a multi-billion-dollar corporation like Coca-Cola. They are no saints. What they saw was a PR move so that people will still buy their product. Coca-Cola, being a multinational billion-dollar corporation, doesn't give a damn about democracy. They're going to buy off politicians so that they can still keep their brand. What this is, in reality, is showing just how pathetic our political system is. And this is what happens when you get a system where it's legal to bribe politicians, not only at the state level, but at the federal level. Coca-Cola has done its own fair share of very shady, questionable activities. They have bought politicians. What Coca-Cola did was just a PR move in Georgia. They didn't care about voter rights. They don't give a damn about voter rights.
They want voter money.
Yeah, they want voter money, and they want people to think, oh, wow, Coca-Cola cares about it. No, it doesn't. It just wants you to buy their crap. That's it. And as for this Republican lawmaker, well, he's a snowflake, okay? While, of course, you hear from conservatives and Republican lawmakers how, oh, the Democrats have SJWs and snowflakes. It's just the same. There are SJWs who are conservative as well. There are snowflakes that are Republicans. So the thing is, he's making a scene and not solving anything at all. He's being a child. And the sad fact is, at the end of the day, now that we're done with this article, the real truth is we don't have a democracy at all. So what is this about? It just shows how pathetic our leaders are and why we need to do a true general strike, why people need to step up, because this is who's representing us. And there's individuals like that all across the country in various state capitals who are passing legislation. And of course, Coca-Cola and all these other multi-billion-dollar corporations, they don't give a damn. They care about looking nice so they can continue business as usual and not pay taxes.
You know what Coca-Cola should really do? This is free advice for you. You don't have to pay me for it, although, yeah. Go to wherever this guy's... All the people that voted for this, go to their districts and just start handing out free Coca-Cola bottles and have petitions out for people that want to support you. You sign the petition, you get a free bottle of Coke for equal voting rights in North Carolina. He said the people of North Carolina don't agree with equal voting rights. Let's see them put their money where their mouth is. I'd love to see Coca-Cola do that, then turn it into his district. Oh, man.
So, yeah, there we go. All right. We are going to move on now to our next segment. Before we do, we actually got a YouTube super chat from DC, $2. Google Coca-Cola death squads.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. Well, I actually, the thing is, like, when we were talking about the story, I did actually Google before we got to the studio. It's not all cash money.
No.
And
technically it is.
Well, to save profit. And let's just say there's a lot more to it.
It's like if we have to kill a few people to make a few bucks, Coca-Cola's fine to do it. And it's okay if a business does it. Just not okay if you do it.